Also, you talked about tattoos and branding. You're an educator. You know if something is wrong with a child in your classroom, physical abuse, their awkwardness or lack of eye contact,
your sleepiness.
They're always falling asleep in class. They're always hungry. Their clothes are not quite up to par. They're tattered. They wear the same clothes 3 days in a row. Okay, things like this kid used to be a straight A student, and then all of a sudden now they just don't care. You know, it's like, what happened overnight, or what happened? What traumatic event happened to make you just change? You know, you used to come and talk to me every day and help me, you know, pass out papers and stuff. I don't want to talk about it. You know, you start seeing those types of things in children. Okay, and sometimes
their friends too.
Yes,
they isolate themselves from their friends that they hang out with, or they have a different set of friends.
Right, right. There are just so many signs. If we just open our eyes, we see it all the time.
Are you seeing it among African Americans more than other?
It is widespread. It does not matter, because you are simply a body. Like, if you go to, you know, Huntsville to the prison, they are numbers. Okay, they are assigned a number. You are an inmate. You are a body to make money for me. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how long your hair is. I don't care what your body type is.
It's a money-making enterprise.
Someone is going to have sex with you so that I can make money. It is a billion-dollar enterprise right here in Killeen, Texas.
And this area right here is a very hot area. We're right smack middle of the triangle. The triangle being north being Dallas. We've got San Antonio to the southwest, and then Houston to the east, southeast. So, and then what do we have in our backyard? Fort Hood. We have the largest installation of nuclear war. So unfortunately, there is a need for it.
And we have Interstate 35.
Or demand, I should say.
Goes through it, you know. So I mean, we are in the hub of one of the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Lucrative sex businesses in the state of Texas.
Understanding that a study was done by the University of Texas that the governor went to the University of Texas and said, hey, we have to do something. We have to find out how much of this is actually going on. What is all going on here in the state of Texas? One, we found out, which we already knew as law enforcement, it is the #1 most underreported crime that we have. But human trafficking altogether, just in the state of Texas, brings in $6.6 billion a year.
Now, who wants to go get a real job when you can do that?
Well, I'll just tell you, I learned about this in Boston, and when I went to a seminar in Boston for Harvard, they talked about Texas. They said, this is where it is. I said, well, I've never heard, this is where it is, right here in Texas. That's what they were saying up there, because that 35, the triangle.
Right, that triangle.
We are #2. We are the #2 state in the United States of America for sex trafficking. We are only #2 because California is #1.
And what do California and Texas have in common? It's the border. Because that's not only talking about sex trafficking, it's talking about labor trafficking as well. And you know that labor trafficking is happening in our border states. And that's all part of that. And these, when you get people that come over from different countries, different locations, they're promised, yes, you can get a job. Yes, you'll be able to do this. Yes, because what does that person want? They want to make a better life for their family, right? So they come over here on that promise of being able to get a job. Oh, they have a job, but just not the one that they were promised to have. So you have a lot of that. You have the labor trafficking and the sex trafficking, and I believe it's like 343,000 human trafficking cases in the state of Texas.
And those are the ones that are reported or that we know of. And there's so much that we don't know.
Right.
You know, the least reported are foster kids.
Right.
I'm on the Bell County Child Welfare Board, and all we deal with foster kids, that's it. And they're the most underreported because they don't have family. Legally, they belong to nobody.
And they don't think that anyone will believe them.
Right.
Because they're already in the system.
One of the things I looked at statistically and came out when we did the NAACP thing is that close to 65% of the girls that are trafficked are African American.
Actually, that is not going to be a correct statistic. For the stuff that they've actually put out and for factual stuff that we've done, it's 20, 21, and 28% African American, and then I believe it's 21% Caucasian, and then 22% Hispanic, and then it's broken up into the other groups. But that's where that's at. It's not just African Americans that's being targeted. Now, you may say that, and it may be because more have been reported by African Americans, or we've been able to get more cases from African Americans, but that is not true. It is actually every single race that is being trafficked, because like Detective Perry explained to you, all I'm looking for is a body. I'm the trafficker, all I'm looking for is a body. And you a body, you a body, you a body. That's what we're looking for. So it's not just specifically, so that's how it's broken down. So you have females are usually 31% or 80%, and males are usually 7% of that population is how they have it broken down. Then you have Caucasians, I apologize, Caucasians are 28, Black African Americans are 31%, and then you have your Hispanics who are 21%.
So where's the statistics come from?
These are all the state statistics from the UT study that was done and provided, and this is what they did. That's all that they worked on for the entire year. They worked on nothing else and got this. This was just put out for 2017. These are the latest statistics, and they were just put out for 2017.
Also, Austin, UT Austin is constantly, if you get online, they are constantly having events and workshops about human trafficking. They host fundraisers. I mean, it's a weekly thing. So if you really want to get into the hub of the studies at UT, go online and just take a Saturday or a Friday and go down there and just be a part of some of those mixers that they have and some of those education opportunities that they have. It will blow you away. So it will blow you away.
Are we putting a dent in the program at all?
When you say a dent in the program, tell me.
Are we taking out, a lot of these people that's doing all these human trafficking and all this stuff?
One at a time. We are. You saw the bust in Waco. We've had several busts in San Antonio and Houston. Several busts. This is not the case that Detective Perry spoke to you about. Is not the only case where we've had busts. And a lot of times the cases may not be titled human trafficking because it may have been easier for us to prove compelling prostitution rather than human trafficking. So a lot of people may not know, well, we got compelling prostitution, but it was more than likely.
We got a trafficker off the street.
Right, we got a trafficker off the street. So we can't say that case fits under our human trafficking because it can't be listed at that because that's not what they were charged with.
And there are several offense titles that a person or persons can be charged with that are not specifically titled trafficking of persons, but it may be inappropriate child photography, it may be solicitation of a minor, it may be compelling prostitution. There's a list of offenses, and ultimately what happens is when we prepare those cases and take them to court or take them to the district attorney's office, they're worked up to that. And while the DA's office is reviewing the case, we're still investigating to see what else we can find to go along with that to enhance it. And if there are enough of those offenses, the courts can enhance that to trafficking of persons or trafficking of a child. Or if it's not enough to enhance it to trafficking of a person or a child, it will be enhanced to the next level of felony for that particular offense. Does that make sense to everyone?
And we're making a dent. It's a small dent right now. That's why we're trying to reach the public, trying to get out in the community to get more help from the community so that you can talk to somebody else and we can make a bigger dent. So we can make a bigger dent tomorrow and then make a bigger dent the next day. So that's actually what we're trying to do. So we're trying, and even the Governor Abbott, even he's out there, they're promoting so much stuff, putting so much stuff out because he sees what a huge problem this is.
Right.
And the University of Texas, they're putting out tons and tons and tons of information because everyone is seeing what a problem this is, and that it is a problem, and that our kids aren't just doing it to be doing, and that adults aren't just doing it to be doing. They're not being paid $4 an hour because they like being paid $4 an hour. So what's going on? And this is where we start saying something out, and this is where we start doing something. Something as simple as just calling or saying, man, taking a picture of that license plate, taking a picture of that person. Because it may not be enough today, but next week, it could be enough. And I think that that's where we start at. That's where we put this information out at. That's where we get involved more in the community to help everybody else around us. But if you can put it out, put it out. And if you can contact the police department, contact the police department. If they're willing to talk, you know, let them come and talk to us. Let them tell their story. And I'll tell you, they're still leaving a lot today. There's still a lot of police officers that may not believe in human trafficking, more so that it's no way that you don't want to be out there. I mean, we've thought that about people. Let's not say that we have. We started off the conversation here today talking about how we look at people, how we prejudge, and we don't even know that person. So I think that even as police officers, because once again, we're also human, so we may prejudge somebody that we're stopping on the street, somebody that comes in and talks to us and says, this is what's happening to me, and it's like, is that really happening to you? You know, because some stories are what? Unbelievable, but they're the truth.
You know, you would hear all the stories because you're a bus driver.
Oh,
You
yes.
would.
Yeah.
You would hear all the stories.
Yes.
Because kids are going to freely talk on the bus.
Right.
That's what you do.
Right.
You know, so you would hear.
And just listen, picking up on those things,
Yeah.
little things that they say.
Yeah.
If you watch this video, it gives you so many things to listen to look for, to, you know, more than what we're putting out now. And you'll be able to be like, oh, I remember when that video said, look out for this, or listen for this, and there it is. And now you're hearing it on the bus, or you're hearing it at the schools, or wherever we are. So that's what the biggest things are that we need to start paying attention to, and just putting out all of the information that we got today. Pushing out that video, making other people look at that. I say making, but allow other people to see it. Let them know about that video. And you know, here today we've talked a lot about how we're raising our kids in our homes and what we're doing. And as police officers, we're not trying to tell you how to raise your kids. We just want you to raise your kids. That's huge, guys. And if we could just put that out to people, and even when they're doing it, if I need help today, I have someone helping me right now with my child because I'm here right now today and my husband's out of the country. So guess what? I need help. Remember when it used to be a village, when you could go next door and talk to the neighbor, when you could go down the street and the neighbor down the street? Because I remember getting a spanking from something that the neighbor on the other street told my mama, and when I got home, guess what? I got tore up, didn't even get to tell my story because the neighbor already done told on me. Where is that at? Right now, we're so caught up in social media, we're so caught up in don't talk to my child, don't touch my child. But our children are in danger, and we need to do something about it. And you know, please don't think that we're preaching, but we're preaching. We're putting it out there to you. We need to do something about it because our children are in danger. And it does take a village. We got to go back to that. We got to get back to what used to work. Because it used to work. I know it did. I had webs from it because I know it worked. So be that neighbor. Stand up. Say something. be that bus driver, be that teacher, be that community leader. Stand up and say something. Put it out to other people so that everyone can start standing up. You know, everyone needs to do it, guys. Ms. Jones?
I say, and if you need help, call.
Right.
Most of you don't know how to reach them on the radio. But you know, and you know how to reach them, just call us. If you know, and if you're having an event, I know women in NAACP is having an event.
April 26th.
April 26th
we'll be
6 to 8 in the Killeen Community Center.
Yeah, we'll be there, and if anybody else wants to host something, we need to. Everybody needs to host. You know, like Tupperware party.
Mary Kay.
Yeah, you know,
Something.
we need to have those.
We'll show up to that, but let's start showing up to the things that actually matter.
Then so when you walk out this door, you have new eyes. Like you walked out and looked at all the kids, which I did too. When I first learned about the tattoos, I did. I screened every kid at the school I'm at. I looked at every child. They just don't understand that. The kids probably go, what is wrong with her? But, you know, and I do. And I also go talk to the kid whose head is down.
Yes.
I'll go find anything to say. Who bought those shoes? I like those shoes. Did they have them in my size? You know, by then the kids will look at me like, of course they don't have them in size. But it doesn't matter. I got them to raise up, look at me, and we had a conversation, crazy or whatever. I got a chance to look in and to really listen to that kid. Because if his or her next answer wasn't what I thought it should be, then that means we need to have a little more talk. You know, we need to talk a little more. So when I see a kid, I don't care how old the kid is, if their head's down, we're gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna like something they have on that's really out of content that's gonna force them to talk to me. And little kids, what we don't realize is, I'm gonna tell you, I work with the little shorties. 4-year-old kids are the most gossiping children. And I'm gonna tell you, this is a real quick story. It has nothing to do with trafficking, but just think if it did. I'm gonna tell you what. It was a 4-year-old pre-K in the hallway, and they're on the floor, you know, talking. So this one little girl, she goes, guess what happened in my house every morning? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this, right? Wait, I'm doing this. I'm like, oh my God. So this is what her story was. So I did nicely let her mother know. She says, my dad, he goes to work when this cartoon is on, right? She said, then a bunch of those little stories come on, which is a commercial, okay? And then my next cartoon comes on, and my uncle comes over, and him and my mom go in the room and talk. I'm sitting there, I'm like, she does not know what she just said. You know, but she said, but I'm thinking, suppose it had been something else. You know what I mean? She would have told that. You know, so when I saw her mother pick her up at school, I said, listen, I said, don't whoop her, don't spank her, it's your fault. I said, but this is what I know about your house. you know, and she was like, what happened? I said, because 4-year-olds don't have their friends in the hood. They don't have their best friends on the party. They don't have a cell phone to call people. So your life becomes theirs. But what I also realized too, if something was wrong going on, she was going to tell it. You know, so, and we would learn, you know, okay, you know, and we have learned from 4-year-olds, certain things that's going on, violence is going on. We learned from them gossiping to their best friend, because my story got to be better than your story. You know, so we learn to listen to them because they gossip and we learn. I'm saying pay attention to it, and to say that is, you know, a lot of times a kid might say, hey, and you say, I don't have time. No, stop that and have some time, because you have no clue what the kid is going to say. And little kids are going to tell the truth because they don't know how to lie, you know, and they're telling you something that they think might be cool, but you realize that it's not, you know. And like I said, you're teenagers, and you know that look we get, the nothing she got to say. Well, she might have something to talk to you about. And like I said, you gave that. And we women, we know the I don't want to hear nothing. You got to say, look. Because we do it. We do it all the time. But now we need to not do that when it happens. And also, if you come across to a kid that has been trafficked and they want to talk to you, don't do what he or she did. Meaning, the normal things you would have done, baby, everything gonna be okay. Don't say that. So all those nurturing things that you say, you can't say. Because you got to remember, the person who bought them and took them said the same things. So all the nurturing things that you said, you can't say any of them. Because you got to remember, he said that. And you're sending her mindset back there when she's trying to go there. So you can't say those things. And for the male, you can't do none of those father things either. You have to do the, do you want to go home? Do you want this or that? You make the phone call. Don't put them in your car. You want to make a phone call. You stand there with them, make the phone call, and make sure they're gone. But don't hug them and don't give them the caring. The thing that you normally would have done, remember, he did that.
Big things to look for with that. Just asking, are you okay? Are you okay? Do you need to talk? Do you need help? Is there somewhere you have to go? Do you have a home? That's huge, because a lot of these kids that are even coming to school are homeless. So just think about that too. But some of the big questions: are you okay? Do you want to talk? Do you need some help? Now, oh baby, I'm really bad. I baby a lot. So I always have to watch that. So those are some things that just for you to think about and realize. And even as neighbors, if we ask, how many of us walk out the house and talk to our neighbors nowadays or every day or whatever the case may be? We don't have that as much as we used to. We don't sit on the front porch anymore and talk to our neighbors, share a glass of lemonade or whatever the case may be. So this is our way we start talking. We have to start talking. We have to start reaching out and making contact with these children. And sometimes even these adults, because remember, it's not only children being trafficked, there are adults that are being trafficked also.